there's a phoniness to it. Let's all stop taking this so seriously and being so false about it and putting so much weight on it to that was fucked up, man. I'm gonna look at that with sound, man. That wasn't even right, man. All right, I'm looking at Facebook right now. I want to just bring this up to you guys, and if you want to call and give me some feedback, now you don't have to. I'm not trying to like make this a big segment where I'm looking for a lot of calls. You know, if no one calls, that's fine. But I just put this on Facebook after seeing this movie, and I thought it was worth a discussion after I gave it some deep thought. And on Facebook, I put up this post here that says, "So just saw this film, Anna the Apocalypse." That's the movie we just reviewed just now. It's a zombie musical with death, blood, gore, all done with a song and a dance to help put you in the holiday spirit. Question: with all these dark themed Christmas movies that are coming out, do people actually watch these films during the holidays? Do they really put you in the Christmas spirit, or is it more of a cynical sense of the holidays? So I thought I'd come in and do a segment on that. Now, this is what I was telling you about, Martin. This is why I wanted to do this segment, because I just want, the question is, are Christmas movies getting too dark? And I wonder, because there was a time when Christmas movies that were horror films, or rather horror films that took place during Christmas were a thing, but they weren't like a holiday thing. I mean, I think back to like 1984, where you had this movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night, 1984. You know, that went on to like actually be, I went on to be a series of films. I think they got like 3 or 4 of these in there. I can name some others, and then and some of them were more obscure than others, and now they're starting to become cult classics. One of my favorites that is so weird and so bad, and it's weird because it has actors in there. Like, you remember Dan Haggerty?
Yeah.
Grizzly Adams?
Grizzly Adams, yeah.
You know how he just kind of disappeared? You didn't think he was doing anything anymore?
I just figured he went off into the woods.
Oh, no, Martin. Well, at least in 1991, he was making a movie called Elves.
Elves. They're not working for Santa anymore.
I had a rough day at work. Santa got murdered.
Damn.
Did he cough up a cat?
That's what it looked like, right?
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Even a Toasty came to town and gave me the film on a thumb drive. It's actually still over here. So, because I when I saw it, I loved this movie. It's back when my roommate John was there. He brought in all kind of weird stuff. But you know, those movies were seen as what they are. They weren't seen as Christmas movies per se. They were seen as horror films.
Right.
You know, nobody was thinking about putting that on Christmas Eve with the family and drinking eggnog and watching people get slashed and murdered.
Because they were few and far between. Mm-hmm. But then it got to be enough of a collection of them between the horror Christmas movies and the action Christmas movies.
Yeah.
That you could combine all that and have non-traditional Christmas movies.
See, that's what I think finally did it. I think sometime in the 2000s, that ironic hipster generation, they saw that at least they looked at one particular movie and it started to be picked up. And like I said, ironically, because it took place during Christmas, they considered it kind of as a joke at first, as a Christmas film. Y'all probably know which movie I'm talking about.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay.
You know, motherfucking, you know, that's Die Hard. I think Die Hard, once people start saying, all right, officially, not even a joke no more. Die Hard, because I think what happened was some people, they were saying, you know what, I watch this movie every year because it takes place during Christmas, kind of as a joke, but now I watch it so much, it's really become a Christmas movie.
Sure, because doesn't Lethal Weapon take place during Christmas?
Martin, you know what? No, you're exactly right. That's another thing that happened. They looked at Die Hard and they said, well, you know what? Die Hard's doing it. Why can't Lethal Weapon do it?
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon takes place during Christmas. There's even arguments that Lethal Weapon is even more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard.
Plus, Shane Black always had a thing for Christmas.
Yeah, he sure does.
I mean, I was surprised Predator, he settled for Halloween with that one. But
no, because Christmas said, hell no, no more. I'm tired of this.
Oh, no, I know you. your photos on the wall.
But then...
but between those Christmas action movies, then that was enough to go like, well, wait, we could slip some Christmas horror movies. There's Gremlins.
You know what, Martin? You're right. There's Gremlins because Gremlins was, I think, people kind of started to, kind of retcon movies. They're like, well, look, if we gonna play this game here, let's start picking some others. And the funny thing is that with Gremlins is probably the most comical. Look, I know it scared some people, but it's a straight up comedy.
It is, man. But when Gwenny was little, I showed it to her, and she went screaming, and she had nightmares. And she was so mad. She yelled at me in my face.
My sister yelled at me because I showed because I thought, man, looking at this, I was like, of course, man, this is funny. Because I was about, I was 12 when I saw this, so I was a little bit older. So it was funny. I brought my nephew in, who was, I guess, about 4 or something. I was like, hey, let me show you this.
Yeah. Like, are you 6? That should be fine. I was a kid when
Gremlins started coming out of the cocoon and shit. He like, it's my sister came in. What you doing to my baby? Showing him this shit. Gremlins. It's
funny.
Yeah, what are you talking about? But they didn't like it. But it is probably the most cartoonish out of all of them. But at the same time, this is what I'm talking about with Christmas. It has one of the darkest scenes in any of these Christmas movies that I've ever witnessed. And I'm thinking, really, something like this puts you in the holiday spirit?
4 or 5 days went by.
You're like, damn, you fucked up. You see what Gizmo looking at?
I don't think you should date her.
Firemen came and broke through the chimney top. They pulled out my father.
It was like, that wasn't even necessary for this movie. That had no impact at all. You were just the chick that followed Gizmo and Zach around or whatever, and then Billy around, and all of a sudden you just start telling this weird ass story.
Like, red flag, Billy.
Shit. Even the Gremlins was kind of like, fuck. Let's go.
Can I go back to China now?
Let's get out of here, boys. This is crazy. But because now we're seeing, is this representing? I'm going to ask you: do you think that this is representing? And I'm going to show some stuff here to prove this point. Do you think that this is representing a new kind of heightened cynicism for the holiday? Because listen, we just had the movie that we just reviewed, Anna the Apocalypse, which kind of brought up this whole conversation here. About 2 or 3 years ago, we had that movie Krampus.
Right. I was going to bring that up.
Which is very holiday themed, almost to the point where we're just kind of like, look, we just got to be a Christmas movie by proxy, man, or just because we put this theme on so thick. And they've even started to go back and dig deep for some of the worst in the bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. People starting to mention now, like, I even go in and pull out Jack Frost.
Hey, Jack! What? You left the 7-10 split.
Hell has just frozen over.
Is this movie a comedy?
It's a horror comedy, man. Of course, it's not taking itself seriously at all.
All right.
But it is.
I want to watch this.
No, it's funny, man. I've seen it. It's funny. But it's kind of gory. So but people are starting to say, yeah, man, I even go back and check that out now for the good old holidays. And so I'm just thinking, man, is this representing kind of people just not taking the message of peace, love, and all that, peace and love on earth, and Jesus's teachings and the birth of Jesus, all that stuff. But people starting to say, okay, that's all phony now.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, okay. We'll look at it this way. Up until we had those few movies that came out, it was all the kind of movies you're talking about. I mean, when we were kids, we grew up with the animated specials, and then there would be the adult movies, and it was all the peace and love and all that bullshit. But there's so many of those. Like we got these. You go like, wow, there's so many of these. But if you think that the Hallmark Channel movies have slowed down, you are wrong, my friend. Because even coming over here, listening on the radio, they're like, hey, turn to the Hallmark Channel. It's all Christmas every day, the lead up to Christmas.
Yeah.
And they got enough movies, they can show a different one between now and Christmas and never repeat.
You know what? No, you're right. But I look at the Hallmark Channel as something that's very, very targeted to a specific audience, and it has its own margin of a smaller format, which is television.
Right.
And now we're seeing the kind of the mainstream things coming out. People celebrating Christmas with these horror cult classics or these bloody action cult classics.
True. And usually any new Christmas movie.
Oh, not even cult classic, like mainstream movies like Die Hard.
Yeah, well, even with mainstream movies, current mainstream movie, if it comes out, say it's not action or horror, it's a drama. It's always about how fucked up Christmas is. How I gotta go with my family. We gotta be in so many places at the same
like
time.
National Lampoon's the Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah, Jingle All the Way. The Four Christmases. Surviving Christmas.
But you know what? I guess the difference with those is that it really does have a message of Christmas at the end.
I suppose.
Because all these are just kind of like Christmas is like with Die Hard, the one, like I said, that kind of really kicked this off. I might be wrong with that being the movie that kicked it off, but Die Hard, it's Christmas is just the day.
Yeah, it's window dressing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It adds no real meaning to the movie. This could have been any day.
I guess that's true.
The only reason why they did is because they needed a reason to have all the employees get together, which was a holiday party. But you're right. I mean, there was a movie that came
that
out.
Office Christmas party that came out.
That's what I was going to bring up.
It's Christmas. We celebrate, they say.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing about that movie. It wasn't good, but they tore that shit up. I forgot how they destroyed that building.
Merry Christmas, Jeremy. Great night, huh?
I'm sorry, you're having a Christmas party tonight? It's not happening.
All right, it's canceled.
Hey, idiot, I'm looking right at you.
Actually, that's a really funny part in the movie. But it's kind of a, it's filled with drugs and sex and excessive drinking.
Right.
So it's even that has, I mean, even if they tried to pull like a message of Christmas spirit, I think it's like, man, you high as fuck. You know what you're talking about.
Right. And what was that one with Seth Rogen where he was high the whole time?
The night before. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you get all these movies where even then when they're trying to like bring in the Christmas spirit, it's followed by a bunch of nasty shit.
Yeah, I mean, and their Christmas they do Christmas the way like one of those roasts are, where somebody gets up and just talks shit about you to the point of hurting your feelings, but you have to smile through it. At the end, they go like, no, but seriously, though, you're a really great guy. You've done so much for everybody. Everybody, give him a hand. What a great sport he is. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You have to mention the nice stuff as an afterthought just as you leave the stage. Okay.
Yeah, no, that is true, man. No, I didn't even think about that because these things, you're right. They try to like put in all this, they try to have that cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
They put in all that nasty stuff. And then at the end, it's kind of like, oh, but aren't the holidays wonderful?
Yeah, it's all about this. This is what the true meaning of Christmas. It's like, fuck you.
Every single Christmas since then.
You knew.
Now just focus on yourself.
Whoa, shrooms? Is this cocaine?
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, they try to, the whole movie is them just doing drugs, drinking, having sex in bathrooms. They even visited by a magical spirit that sells them weed and drugs. And then they try to put this whole story in the background. But, oh gosh, you here for my, for me missing my dead dad.
You did what now? Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was cool, man. You gonna do this shit or what? Yeah, you know what? Even with
I was gonna. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and this reminded me of one of my other favorite, but yet barely Christmas movies. The Harold and Kumar Christmas.
That one was funny.
Yeah,
that actually was really funny. That's Harold and Kumar, man. You know they fuck up shit. The Harold and Kumar Christmas, man. I remember when I given up on Harold and Kumar because I thought that's all it was.
That second one was ooh.
I know people like the first one. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I never saw the first one because you disliked it so much. I just stayed away from it.
I might have been a minority. Just those things seem like we're just going to go on an adventure that's an excuse to just have,
right.
You know, a bunch of sex jokes, bathroom jokes, a lot of bathroom jokes, man. And as I said, you know, just an excuse to be nasty in the sense of, well, we just need a reason. But Harold and Kumar was the one that actually, I thought for the first time, put it to good use, like the humor. And you're right, you know, that's maybe with having something that's seen as so innocent as Christmas, the humor finally worked, being in contrast against it.
Merry Christmas!
What the fuck?
Those kids put something in here.
Was it drugs? Was it semen?
It doesn't taste like semen.
Yeah, man. At least that was a lot of fun. You know why that was funny? Because they also put some like real fantasy elements in there.
Yeah.
Like they actually shot Santa Claus. But you know, while those movies are fun, it just shows that people. It seems like people just, like I said, just becoming more like, hey, listen, we've been fed this bullshit for years. We ain't buying it no more.
Yeah, just Christmas is a time for me to travel to see a bunch of people that I'm not that crazy about and spend a bunch of money that I don't want to spend.
Yeah, how long I've been waiting on peace on earth, goodwill among man. We ain't got that shit yet. I'm done waiting on that. And it really hurt when you found out that Rudolph, because you thought Rudolph was really something that Santa had. You thought it was part of the mythology. To find out that Rudolph was just invented by Sears as a marketing device. And you know what? And mentioning that, speaking of the holiday cartoons we grew up with, like Rudolph, man. And the Rankin Bass stop motion animation stuff, people still remember these, and they reminisce fondly, they satirize it, parody. But what's the new stop motion classic out there?
Robot Chicken,
Nightmare Before Christmas. As far as being a movie, you know, a dark stop motion animated film. And if you think about it, man, even Rudolph is a classic, Frosty's a classic, but are people making CGI movies about them now? You know, are people making that? Is Illumination making anything about these guys? No.
What did the Grinch?
See, Martin, that proves my point. Even though they cleaned up the Grinch to where he's a nicer guy, who's the one that's always being remembered these days? Who's making money right now? The Grinch.
Well, see, but I was going to say that goes against your point because they cleaned him up so much, they took all the cynicism out of it.
But the roots of it is like, sure they cleaned him up, but what was the appeal of the Grinch? That he was an asshole. You know, and even with the roots of it, they took something, might have cleaned it up, but even the roots of it back then.
And they're hanging their stocking.
I'll beat your fucking ass. It's a cruel, macabre thing about the Grinch before it actually, you know, gets to the Christmas message.
He's abusing the dog because he's mad at the Who's.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. It's mean spirited, it's cruel, and people notice that's what we relish in.
Yeah, that's true.
Before we. You see the way he beat that dog? That's what we relish in before we actually get to the message, which is a few seconds in the movie, you know? And that's what we remember, you know, that everybody's repackaging the Grinch. Even though it's cleaned up, it's still like this sour guy.
Okay, but the Charlie Brown special, Christmas special, the thing that everybody holds on to is when Linus comes out and talks about Christmas.
I would love to think that the one thing everybody holds on to is that they just talk shit about Charlie Brown the whole thing too. We've always said that Charlie Brown, man, has been something.
I mean, I guess it is one of those things where they finally just start marketing those sad trees.
Yeah. And marketing Charlie Brown too. Don't get me wrong, man. I love the Charlie Brown special, man. I have it saved to where I watch it every year, man. I see it. I even see it right here. Still got it on my computer right here.
Nobody sent me a Christmas card today. I almost wish there weren't a holiday season. I know nobody likes me.
Man, look at that. We go through all that, and even at the end, it's Linus that has to come out like they're gonna kill this motherfucker. Let me come out and say something real quick before he gives that speech. I'm not even trying to be cynical, man.
He was like, look, y'all putting on this play and worried about Charlie Brown and all this. You forgot what Christmas is really about. Let me show you.
I guess you were right, Linus. I shouldn't have picked this little tree. Everything I do turns into a disaster. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
And you know what? And when they come in and they do that, it's sweet. It's a very sweet message, and it does say, it does mention what Christmas is all about. It does get the message right. It puts it out there, but at the same time, at the end, I think everybody's they're singing, they're happy, they're all around the tree, but they still hate Charlie Brown. we never get the feeling that they.
Oh, they wouldn't have done all that if they didn't. They liked him for that moment.
Because Linus guilted them into doing that.
Well, it just shows that kids are assholes.
Yeah, that's why I love it, man. I think that's part of the appeal of it too. Mm-hmm. You're right. This is the first time. Charles Schultz was one of the first people to really capture honestly in a time where people were afraid to say kids are cruel.
Yeah.
Kids are mean, man, and they never even apologized to Charlie Brown. Did anybody ever say, "I'm sorry for being an asshole to you, Charlie Brown"? Nobody ever said it. No,
they probably said it when he was in the middle of an office shooting, going around blowing people away. Charlie Brown, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That shit. I was a kid. Stop it.
It's lying. It's me. It's man. But I hear what you're saying. Like some of these things, some are softer than others. But I think the ones that are really broken through are the ones that have really been. Because there's something that's honest about. There's something that's honest about being cynical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I encourage a little bit of cynicism. I think and even if it comes in the form,
encourage looking at things objectively.
There's a difference, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because I think objectivity comes from cynicism at first for a lot of people. A lot of people really have to go through some shit to really look at things honestly.
If you think about it, the birth of cynicism
mm-hmm.
in a human being
mm-hmm.
is when they realize that Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah.
Because that's been that thing they've held on to, this fairy tale that parents have told it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then to find out that, wait, this thing that this religion I've believed in is a lie that my parents threw on me. They knew. My parents, who I've trusted, have lied to me. And if this isn't real, what else isn't real?
Well, it's obviously because Harold and Kumar killed them. No, you're right. I see that too. And I think, that is a good point making it. That's a starting point for a lot of people. But I also think that the world today, a lot of people are just saying, listen, just this whole thing of just trying to wish things to be good, doing even Merry Christmas or Peace on Earth has become a slogan for a card.
Yeah.
Instead of being something that's honestly said.
Sure.
You might as well be saying Gesundheit to some people.
Yeah.
I think people see that, and it's starting to reflect in the things that we are watching. Not that these things are like we watch them, and I don't think it's anything where people watch it and they see it as I'm a person that hates life. I hate people. It's just like what people used to shy away during Christmas from violence and bad thoughts and blood and gore and whatever because it's like it just doesn't fit. This is just Jesus'
It's
day.
the season. It's the Christmas season. Come on, it's Christmas, Scrooge. But
then it came to a point where people said, well, first of all, this is really a pagan holiday. Second, nobody knows when Jesus was actually born. This day was chosen. So I'm not doing this because I hate Christmas or I hate people. I'm doing this just because it's almost reflective of my attitude towards Christmas. It's like, listen, there's a phoniness to it. Let's all stop taking this so seriously and being so false about it and putting so much weight on it. That was fucked up, man. I'm gonna look at that with sound, man. That wasn't even right, man.
Quit playing.
He could have just rolled off.
I know.
No, I think people are just this shows that we're just not, we don't need to make Christmas this holier than thou thing to really care. And watching these kind of things shows that, we're not taking it that seriously.
Sure, it does reflect that people, they don't buy into it like they used to. And even though it is phony, it's a nice thing. I hate for it to go away, everybody abandon it because, okay, so it's a false reason that everyone's being nice. Sure, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, what, it's a nice fairy tale that, man, Scrooge got to be nice and bought things with people and ate dinner. But what kind of boss was he a month from then?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you know he would go back to his old ways. After a while, he'd be like, "Well, shit, it was just a dream, and you're asking to be here on time and work overtime, and don't be asking me for extra money, Cratchit.
Yeah, he like,
I ain't pay that ain't none of my kid.
Yeah. Damn it! I tried to be nice.
Yeah, I pay you a living wage.
Because you know when Scrooge started being nice,
people start taking advantage
Cratchit
of it.
start coming in late.
Yeah. Little late there, huh, Cratchit? Oh, well, Scrooge, Tiny Tim, I didn't think 5 minutes would be a big deal.
Because you know at home they were like, honey, you get to work by now? Oh, fuck him. He's nice now. And Ghost got his ass. You know Cratchit said, man, fuck these ghosts. How come y'all ain't looking at this shit?
But yeah, I always think Christmas has been the reverse purge, where you had that one time a year where everyone's nice.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I'm like you though. I just hope that people aren't gonna get. There's a good point where we're doing things where, it's fun, and the cynical part can also have its place and be fun too. I just hope people don't. It's not turning into something too dark.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's good to poke fun at it, or it's actually stress relieving to go like, okay, I'm not the only one who feels this way.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
But not to get too dark. Because now that you say it, I was like, yeah, it would be nice to have a fun Christmas movie that's not so full of cynicism.
Yeah. We really hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. We all want to be loved. We're no different. But if you really love us, go check us out on doubletoasted.com, where you can see a longer form version of this video, along with live streaming videos that we do almost every night of the week. Go to dtmerch.com, support us over there, and remember to stay toasty.